On the market today, a lot of people with families are looking for cars that can carry more than 5 people comfortably at once. But then a lot of them find a challenge choosing which one to buy because their shapes are not appealing to the car buyer of today. They're either too tall or too long or overly inflated. But what if I told you there might be a game changer? A car that is practical, compact, spacious, and most of all, will make sure you do not visit the cardiologist soon because of their frequent repairs to make. Join me in this video and I'll explain. This car is confusing, and it's confusing because you find yourself thinking it's a 5-seater and yet it's a very capable 7-seater, the Honda Stream. And the version we have today is the RSZ version. Now this is just speed bumps, that's why I keep going like that. But this is a car that was released to kind of compete with the Toyota Wish, and I think it hasn't had the attention that it deserves here in Uganda. Because if in a heartbeat you ask me what minivan I would buy this one, and I'm going to show you why. When you open the door, you have this the usual seal that every car pretty much has. But then when you close the door, you realize that it actually also seals up, and also this, look at that. So you find that actually it has a very good sound cancellation, or it reduces the noise that comes from the outside. And just when you look at the silhouette of the car, it really looks like a 5-seater until you actually open the car and realize that it's actually a 7-seater, and it's not even long. Do you think this car is long compared to a Wish, for example? It doesn't feel long to me though. This is really a car that was really made for simplicity. Like, look at how far the bonnet opens wide. Look at how the spark plugs come closer. See, look at how easy. Like, it's a matter of unplugging this, and you find that you unscrew these coils, and you have access to the spark plugs. Same for the engine oil. It's just a little simple plug right here. Okay, and I mean, if there's anybody who will spoil your car, it will have to be either yourself or your mechanic. The reason why I have this is because, like I said, the car is really having that mother in mind, the school drop mama in mind, or just you have a new child, or you have 2 or 3. Just look at how wide this door opens, because most of the cars I'll find that I have to hold the door here just to put in the car seat. However, I have all this. I could easily lift a child and put the child in. And speaking of which, I can also easily sit comfortably. Like I said earlier, there's a way in which this car has been tuned to make it very comfortable for any average person, tall, short, whatever. You can move this seat to the front, you can recline the seats, or recline them all the way back. And I mean, if you're traveling with kids, how cool is that, to be able to make sure your kids can sleep? Now we're going to the boot in a second, but just the way you can adjust, like, look at this, look at that, look at that. So you can do the same for these seats as well, the seat on my right. Now let's head over to the boot. Now check this out. This is the boot area, and this seat is actually moved all the way back, and yet I still have room. And even these boot seats can be reclined a little so you're comfortable. So it's really a lovely place to be. And look at this. Isn't any different when we move to the front actually, even these doors open very wide. Look at that. Look at that. So you could easily get in and out whether you're carrying a child or not. And the driver's seat is also very adjustable. You can raise it, you can lower it. It's really okay. And this car, even in Japan, is usually used for school drop-offs and by mothers most of the time. And I think it's really perfect. The AC is efficient, the AC is perfect. I usually love the ACs that have this kind of look because they're very efficient. They push out all the air very generously. When Honda was making the Stream, it's like they had the mother in mind, because there are certain features that just seem right, especially say you're carrying all these cool bags or you're having all this shopping and you have kids in your arms. All you have to do is just hold this handle and the door will just lift on its own with minimal effort, unlike some cars where you have to. This is literally a workout because you have to open and then lift this, pull the lever, and it's gonna. And it's not even electric, so it doesn't have a serviceable part to talk about per se.
I was impressed with the high quality of the build of the interior of the Honda Stream. While driving, you do not feel anything rattling. When the 7 seats are all up, there is still a bit of space in the boot for 2 suitcases. This car has tail lights that flow from the top to the rear bumper, making it look less hideous. The dashboard has that cliff in it, giving it a luxury feel while driving. Its air conditioning system is also efficient, reaching the passengers at the back. I'm not so sure about those that sit in the boot seats. They might require to run it on high. However, the vents are large enough. It's got auto locking doors when you put the car in drive and drive. However, when you put the car in park, they unlock. I'm not sure how safe that is during traffic jam. The cup holders also illuminate during night driving. Being the RSZ, its bumpers and side skirts are extended a little lower to give the car a sports feel and look.
The beauty of having an option for this is actually very good. I mean, there's this other option which most cars, especially those from Japan, will stop at, but this makes it so easy in case probably somebody needs to reach out down there or just touch something that you probably need to fix. Yeah. So in here we have this is the 1.8 liter, and it's a very reliable engine, the R20A engine made by R18A, but the 2 liter engine is the R20A. It's pretty much the same engine with just more space when it comes to the piston distance, or the what do they call it? The bore or the stroke of the pistons is a bit longer for the 2 liter engines. That's the only difference, but it's pretty much the same engine. So you probably will find that the parts are pretty similar or the same. So Honda has these engines all have the vtec, which is pretty similar to the VVTi. However, the vtec is tuned in a way that it's more for performance rather than, yes, fuel efficiency, but more for performance. So you find that the car gives you a certain power when you need it. So it varies the amount of air that gets into the engine, and when the more power is needed, it just opens pretty much more air into the engine. That's the simplest way I can describe it. So now, as you can see, we're driving in economy mode and we're averaging 8.1 kilometers per liter. However, I believe the longer we drive, then the system will eventually readjust the calculations and give us a different figure, because I think it should be around 11 or 11.5 kilometers per liter. So I mean, if you live, say, how many kilometers from town? Most people live not more than 10 kilometers away from town. You should be able to use 1 liter, especially if you drive early, no traffic. Yeah. However, if you're looking for the power, it's there, right? that's it. If you're that pedal happy person, power is there. So this is the RSZ, like I said. It comes with 17-inch alloys. However, if you get the other versions, like on the screen, usually you find that the wheels are about 16 or 15 inches, which is fine. So if you really have some, like a lot of bad roads, then I would recommend maybe you get that kind of tire. Or you can even change these if you really want the RSZ, but you want maybe a thicker profile. The options are there. The stream is actually based on the Honda Civic, and so if you know the reputation that the Honda Civic has, go read about it. Just look out for the most reliable cars in the world, or which car, type this word in your search engine, which car is more reliable than Toyota. Because the way Hondas came into Uganda was like just haphazardly, we find that the Hondas have had a bad rep. You know, people say they're unreliable, they're difficult, they're expensive to fix, expensive to maintain. I beg to disagree, because mechanics only knew Toyota, Mitsubishi, and when Hondas came, just because of their simplicity and the little minor changes or fixes that you need to do at certain mileages, they seemed like they're very difficult cars to actually look after and maintain. But actually, if whoever looks after your Honda knows what they're doing, this is a worthwhile car to own. And when we look on the street, you're actually going to see a number of people who have Hondas and they're like 15 years old and they're still running. And yet, just look around with me for a car that is 15 years old, or maybe Toyota, for example, and it's still performing as well. It's not very, very, very common. So if you're out on the lookout for a car that, and you don't really like Toyotas, or you hate Wishes, or you hate, you know, just the brands that you don't want to drive something that everybody is driving, this is a very good contender for that. It's reliable, it's comfortable, it's this steering wheel is really soft. And being soft, you might think that it's actually not like easy to maneuver or something, but it's very responsive. Once you turn, it goes. Once you turn, it turns. So these guys eliminated the spare tire. So if that's something that you're okay with, then it's still a good car, and created more room for the boot seats. So when you sit on the boot seats, you actually find that you have more. It's kind of raised, and then your legs have a bit of a distance to go down, rather than sitting like a frog. So earlier I spoke about the Hondas having the 1.8 liter and the 2 liter. The Honda Stream comes with four variants. So you'll have the 1.8 liter, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. Then the 2 liter, 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. The 2 liter though has a CVT gearbox, for which you really need to make sure you use Honda HMMT transmission oil, and that box will take you for years. Honda has a reputation for having very, very good gearboxes, so I wouldn't be worried. Actually, if you have this car, what would actually spoil it would probably be the person that is maintaining it.
Now, the big question we all want answered is, should you buy the Honda Stream over an equivalent Toyota? The answer is simply based on the following criteria. If you're looking for something that looks unique to carry your family around comfortably and looks like a 5-seater, unless somebody's told, and you also do not care so much about resale value, look no further. The Honda Stream delivers great value for money, since its price point is even under the competition. it would make a lot of sense to buy one. If your only concern and priority is resale value, then stick faithfully to the Toyota Wish. The Honda Stream was manufactured until 2014 and replaced in 2015 with the Honda Shuttle. Thanks again for watching, and please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get reminders of new videos and help us to grow the channel. See you in the next video.